If you struggle with negative thinking and always expecting a negative outcome, then I think this video will benefit you greatly. So I wrote this note on my phone about 3 years ago in January, and I want to share it with more people because I truly think that it can help people. Sometimes as humans, and for myself personally, we tell ourselves that our emotions, mostly negative ones, are bad and that we need to do everything humanly possible to try to avoid feeling these emotions. Although we're taught that these emotions are a bad thing, I know that they are equally as important, if not even more important, than the positive emotions that we feel. We are sent to earth as beings of love and light to experience these negative emotions that we talk so poorly about. We have to experience these emotions to be able to live and prosper, because without them, we can never truly appreciate and be grateful for the highs in our life. When we experience negative emotions, we do everything in our power to try to diminish these emotions. We stuff them down internally and just wish them away. We bottle things up until we explode. We do everything in our power to compress and diminish the emotion until it's gone, because we don't want to feel it. We don't want to face the reality of that negative emotion. We don't want to talk about it because talking about it makes it real. But until we embrace that negative emotion, we cannot get rid of that energy inside of our body. This is why I think it is tremendously important to really feel those negative emotions instead of bottling them up inside you. If we can learn to express and cope with our negative emotions when they appear instead of pushing them down, and learn to truly be grateful for these emotions and the learning experiences that come with them, because we ultimately choose to be here on earth and experience all of these array of emotions, we can become wiser and learn lessons that will help us to have more positive emotions than negative ones. And what I mean by that is just a slight mindset shift can change your whole reality. So I'm gonna give you two real world, very common examples of what I mean by more positive than negative emotions and reframing your mindset, so you can really get a feel for what I'm talking about. So something a lot of people deal with, and even I myself deal with, is negative self-talk. So when you're talking to yourself negatively, it's important to recognize, number one, what you are doing and let that sink in. Recognize how it makes you feel and the negative emotions that come along with that. And I want you to consciously choose to reframe your mindset to a more positive one by practicing more self-love. I don't want you to completely dismiss those negative emotions. I want you to recognize them and then shift them. So you're not pushing them to the side, because I know how frustrating it can be talking negatively to yourself, which sometimes even produces more negative self-talk. Because let's just say I'm being hard on myself because I'm not getting the grades in school that I want. So I would talk negatively to myself, say things like, I'm stupid, or I didn't work hard enough, when maybe I'm really smart and I did put in a lot of hard work and effort. So then my mind goes to, why do you talk so negatively to yourself? You're so hard on yourself. Why do I have to be so hard on myself? And then that just produces more anger and frustration and sadness, when you could do a simple mindset shift and begin talking to yourself more kind and say, I really did try my best, so my grade is a reflection of my work, and it is what it is. I plan to do a video in the future on how to give yourself more grace, have more patience with yourself, and practice self-love more, so be looking for that. And then also my next real world example is heartbreak. And I'm just gonna use a really common example of heartbreak after a breakup. So you're feeling sad, depressed, maybe even angry. And I want you to let yourself feel those emotions and deal with them in the present moment now, so you don't have to drag anyone else down with you, maybe in a future relationship. And it's important just to let yourself be sad, let yourself cry. Don't hold everything in. Like I said before, don't bottle up those emotions so that one day they come fizzing out, because I can promise you that they will. The more you stuff down your emotions and you don't feel them, the more internal turmoil you will have. and nobody wants that. And now that I've explained what I mean about feeling your negative emotions and not pushing them down and rewiring your mindset to have more positive emotions, I'm gonna give you 3 very practical tips on how to feel your emotions and let them out in a healthy way. So number 1, I'm always going to recommend journaling. I think that journaling is so powerful, and if you don't know how to feel your emotions and let them out, put them on paper. When you put your thoughts and your feelings onto paper, your physical body and your mind can let go of them, because your mind no longer has to be taken up by those feelings and emotions because they're now on the physical piece of paper. So it can free up your mind and give your thoughts a safe space to be free. And it will truly make you feel those emotions and let them out once and for all. Another activity that I'm always going to recommend is meditation. Or if you don't like meditation, you feel like you struggle to focus during meditations, you can always do some type of activity, whether that be exercise, walking, running, anything like that, yoga, that will release the tension in your body. Because whether you are aware of it or not, doing those types of activities with your physical body helps to release the stored up tension caused by your negative emotions. And then if you like meditations, I would recommend doing a release meditation so that you can feel those emotions, be aware that they're there, and release them. The first 2 examples are 2 things that you can do kind of internally and more focused inward, but if you prefer to talk things out and talk about your emotions in an outward way, if you have a great support system, you can always find someone to talk to. You can even go to a counselor if you want to talk about your emotions, because like I said, the more physical things you do to feel and release the tension in your body, the better you will feel and the more room for positive emotions to enter your body and mind. So if you take away anything from this video at all, please let it be that it is so important for you not to hold on to your negative emotions. Don't store them in your body, because that only creates problems for later that you will have to deal with, and that you need to feel those emotions and release them in some way or another. I really hope this can help some of you. We all deal with negative emotions. It's just a part of life. It's a part of being human. And my hope is that we can all start to reframe our mindset, have more positive thinking, and learn how to deal with our negative emotions in a healthy way.